Tornadoes, nature's most destructive and unpredictable forces, have left behind stories of devastation, survival, and awe throughout human history. From the swirling clouds to the relentless winds, these twisters can strike without warning, uprooting lives in mere seconds. While tornadoes are common in many parts of the world, particularly in the United States, certain years stand out as some of the deadliest in recorded history. Today, on Amazing World Facts, we'll take you on a chilling journey through the top 5 deadliest tornado years. Let's dive into the history of destruction and see how these years shaped the future of storm prediction, preparation, and survival. The stories you're about to hear aren't just about numbers and statistics. These are real events with real consequences. Now, let's start with number 5. Number 5 on our list takes us back to the year 1953. A time of post-war optimism in America quickly turned tragic when a series of devastating tornadoes left a trail of destruction in their wake. This year is remembered not only for its deadly twisters, but also for pushing forward tornado forecasting technology. On June 8, 1953, the small town of Flint, Michigan, witnessed one of the deadliest tornadoes in U.S. history. Known as the Flint Beecher tornado, this F5 tornado claimed the lives of 116 people and injured nearly 850. The tornado was so powerful that it destroyed nearly 340 homes and caused over $19 million in damages, a figure that would be much higher today. The Flint Beecher tornado was a terrifying reminder of how quickly a sunny day can turn into a scene of unimaginable devastation. But Flint wasn't alone. Just 2 days earlier, on June 6th, an F4 tornado in Worcester, Massachusetts killed 94 people and left more than 1,000 injured. These tragic events led to a major push for better tornado forecasting. Before 1953, the U.S. Weather Bureau was hesitant to issue tornado warnings to avoid causing panic. But after these disasters, there was a shift in attitude. And by the next decade, tornado forecasting became a critical part of weather services. The 4th deadliest tornado year takes us further back to 1936. While the world was still recovering from the Great Depression, nature had its own cruel plan. In April of that year, one of the most infamous tornado outbreaks in history struck, forever changing the towns of Tupelo, Mississippi, and Gainesville, Georgia. On April 5, 1936, an F5 tornado tore through Tupelo, Mississippi, killing 216 people. This tornado was particularly deadly because it struck during the night when people were sleeping, making it harder for residents to seek shelter. The Tupelo tornado destroyed over 200 homes, and entire neighborhoods were reduced to rubble. Incredibly, Elvis Presley, who was only a baby at the time, survived the Tupelo tornado with his family. The king of rock and roll may have been among the many children whose lives were forever changed by that fateful night. Just 1 day later, on April 6th, an even more catastrophic event took place in Gainesville, Georgia. 2 F4 tornadoes hit simultaneously, merging into one of the deadliest tornado events in U.S. history. The Gainesville tornado killed at least 203 people, with entire buildings collapsing and fires breaking out in the aftermath. The damage was so extensive that the town took years to fully recover. 1936 stands as a grim reminder of how vulnerable entire communities can be when nature unleashes its full fury. Coming in at number 3 is the year 1925, forever remembered for the single deadliest tornado in U.S. history, the infamous Tri-State tornado. This was no ordinary storm. On March 18, 1925, an F5 tornado touched down in southeastern Missouri and didn't stop its path of destruction until it had traveled over 219 miles across 3 states, Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. The Tri-State tornado killed an astonishing 695 people and injured over 2,000. It obliterated towns like Murfreesboro, Illinois, where over 230 lives were lost. In fact, Murfreesboro remains the deadliest city for tornado fatalities in U.S. history. Entire schools, churches, and businesses were flattened, and in some places, the tornado was so powerful that it wiped out everything in its path. What made this tornado so deadly wasn't just its sheer strength, but its speed. The tornado traveled at speeds up to 73 miles per hour, giving people very little time to react. To make matters worse, this was an era before modern weather forecasting. So there were no warnings, no sirens, only the growing darkness and the roar of the approaching storm. The devastation of 1925 remains a benchmark for all tornado disasters. It wasn't just the loss of life that made it unforgettable, but the long-lasting impact on storm preparedness and how it changed the way we understand the sheer unpredictability of tornadoes. Our journey now takes us back to the year 1840, to a time before modern cities had infrastructure to deal with natural disasters. On May 7, 1840, Natchez, Mississippi became the site of the second deadliest tornado in U.S. history. Known simply as the Natchez tornado, this storm remains a tragic event that almost wiped out an entire city. The Natchez tornado struck with little warning, tearing through the town and along the Mississippi River. It killed at least 317 people, though historians believe the true death toll may have been higher due to the many enslaved people and travelers on the river who were not counted in official records. Many of the victims died on steamboats that were ripped apart by the storm. In a time before tornado warnings, this disaster was particularly devastating because it hit at a time when people had no concept of tornado preparedness. The storm left Natchez in ruins, and recovery took years. To this day, the Natchez tornado remains a dark chapter in Mississippi's history. And now we come to the #1 deadliest tornado year in modern history, 2011. What made this year so tragic was the scale and ferocity of what became known as the Super Outbreak. Over the course of just a few days in late April, the United States witnessed the largest tornado outbreak in recorded history. Between April 25th and April 28th, more than 360 tornadoes touched down across 21 states, with the worst hit areas being Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee. The outbreak resulted in 348 deaths, and more than 3,000 people were injured. The city of Tuscaloosa, Alabama was hit by an EF4 tornado on April 27th, resulting in the deaths of 64 people. Entire neighborhoods were flattened, and the damage was catastrophic. In total, the Super Outbreak caused over $10 billion in damages, making it not just one of the deadliest, but also one of the costliest tornado events in U.S. history. 2011 was a year that forever changed how we understand the power of tornadoes. Advances in technology have since helped improve forecasting and warning systems, but the scars left behind by this outbreak are still fresh in the memories of those who lived through it. Tornadoes are nature's most powerful forces, capable of transforming landscapes in mere moments. Reflecting on the 5 fiercest tornado years reminds us of the devastation they can unleash. Yet, history also shows us the strength of human resilience. Communities band together, scientists develop advanced warning systems, and individuals prepare their homes. Each storm teaches us valuable lessons about safety and vigilance. As we witness the calm after the storm, it's crucial to remember that knowledge and preparation are our best defenses. Let's honor those affected by these storms by staying informed and ready, ensuring we can weather whatever nature throws our way.